Adam, it seems that there could be a resurgence in the internal combustion now with the potentially $7,500 tax credit going away. If that happens, how is the technology for ICE going to develop? Are we going to see larger investments, technological breakthroughs for ICE technology?
Yeah, absolutely. I think reality is that the standards that all the manufacturers have to meet, both relative to fuel economy, emissions, CO2 compliance, it's going to continue to drive, the need for efficiency improvements. With the EV mandates kind of shifting, the new administration maybe having a different perspective, there's absolutely regrowth in the internal combustion engine, both gasoline and diesel, relative to every small efficiency action that we could find. I expect that further turbocharging, further actions on smaller displacements, use of exhaust gas recirculation, and even combustion efficiency improvements, are going to be critical. Also on the mechanical, we have both mechanical and thermal efficiency gains that we need to get. So I'm expecting just traditional windage impacts on crank trains, valve trains, are going to be very important. Then that also leads to the need to probably implement additional hybrid technologies that kind of took a back seat as the EV pushed. So I'm expecting a lot more development with hybrids, plug-in hybrids, where we leverage some of the battery technologies that have already been available. And then on the flip side, as our EV customers try to garner additional sales, the true traditional EV customers, they will probably be looking at range extenders to really get that aura of range anxiety out, to get them more comfortable with a full EV offering.
Well, a lot to unpack there. I'm curious. Efficiencies. How do you increase the efficiency of an internal combustion engine? Is it coatings? Is it platings? Is it some sort of software layer? Like, how do you do that?
It's actually you are a smart man. That you've nailed it. I mean, it's a lot of little things, right? Efficiencies on friction. So people are looking at different ways of coating the various interfaces that they have. Less windage. Again, I'll bring that up, right? Making sure that you use the littlest amount of lubrication to actually drive your overall system so that you're not pumping oil and churning oil. I mean, every 1/10% is really crucial in the base engine environment. And you look at every element, right? Most organizations will Pareto out exactly each of those actions and find the technologies that they need to go forward with.
Gary, we're in a changing environment. It's clearly changing. There's been multiple media reports. There's been tweets. How has your customers' thinking changed on ICE? Has it been your phone's ringing? Okay, Gary, before the election, EV, and now it's like, Gary, we need ICE. We need ICE. How is their thinking changing?
Understood. Well, Grayson, I think the question you just posed had two parts, which is how are they thinking about it and how are they prepping for the changes that are coming? If I think about the way that we're approaching ICE, to Adam's point that he just brought about maximizing the ICE efficiency. I mean, when we're talking about squeezing every little ounce out of what you can get from a currently established ICE platform, is going to be critical. And then figuring out how that ICE platform really connects to part of a hybrid system, which then takes you to the next step. These efforts are driven not only by the mechanical efficiencies, but also by what appears to be brand new mandatory regulatory requirements around emissions and the need for a stricter fuel economy. But then we also look at ICE in a second way, which is as a bridging strategy to electrification. Customers often view ICE as a complement to electrification, especially today, right? To develop an ICE program is extremely expensive. So how can we repurpose what's already on the shelf, get the most out of it, and buy us the time we need until we perfect or move into a better electrification? And better might not be the right word, but how do we get into more mature electrification? And then how are they prepping for the policy changes that are coming? I think if you look at it, ICE engines, I think it was Mark Twain that said, the rumors of my death are greatly exaggerated, right? So policies such as EU bans and the way California is going to deal with their population, those are forcing a rapid pivot into the space. But OEMs, in my opinion, are going to be able to squeeze that efficiency, value, and profit out of off-the-shelf solutions. That means customers are going to have a choice, and then that's going to buy us time until we get to maturity. So extending the life of the current programs, I think, are the first piece. And then pressure to shift to EV production. Again, we're facing regulatory pushes and not necessarily natural market forces. So I think you're going to see a Q4 blip as we see some of the sales for EVs tick up, as we look at the sunset of some of those the tax credits you're going to get from EVs. As those go away, you're going to see this mandatory push to sort of buy them real quick. And then companies are going to transition over time a little bit better, and the natural market will take over. So you're still going to see the trend in EV sort of go up, but I think it's going to be a little bit more of a gradual trend than sort of the sharp push and tick up.